Here we go, guys. This is the Cardinals 2020 upcoming season. Right off the bat, we got a big-time game, San Francisco in San Fran. Second game, we go back home for a 2-game stint. Our first game is a Sunday afternoon game at 2:05 against the Redskins. Expect us to dominate. Okay, then we got a home game against the Detroit Lions. They're going to have a tough time. Then we go on the road to Carolina, Sunday, October 4th, for our 4th game of the season. That's a morning game, so look out for that one. Then we get the New York Jets, and that's a road game, Sunday, October 11th. That's a morning game. And then we got our big primetime game of the season against the Dallas Cowboys, a homecoming game for Cliff and Kyler Murray. There's going to be a lot of fireworks going off. Then right after that, we got a divisional game against the Seattle Seahawks, a Sunday afternoon game, Sunday, October 25th. Then we got the Miami Dolphins, Sunday, November 8th. That's an afternoon game at 2:25. Look out for that. Moving right along, we got the Bills next, Sunday, November 15th. Then we got a Thursday nighter against Seattle. And then, boom, to follow that game, we got Sunday, November 29th, coming off a short week, the Thursday night game. We got a morning game against the Pats. Moving right along, Sunday, December 6th, the Los Angeles Rams come to town. Then the following week, Sunday, December 13th, 11 a.m., we get the Giants. Following that, we get the Eagles, Sunday, December 20th, 2:05 p.m. It's a home game. And then we get another home game, Sunday, December 27th, against the San Francisco 49ers. Big things coming. Wow.
Max, I know the Cardinals finished last in the NFC West, and that's a loaded division, but they were scoring at a ridiculous rate last season. Are Chandler Jones and the Cards actually playoff contenders this upcoming season?
Contenders, yes, you have to say they are. And Chandler Jones is a monster, but he has a crime partner now in Isaiah Simmons, who, by the way, was probably the prototypical modern defender in this draft. Versatile and definitely blue chip. And then they even got that tackle, the big tackle, who slipped to them in like the 3rd round. Josh Jones slipped to them in the 3rd round. It's like, what? So you have help on the offensive line. Where obviously Kyler Murray has DeAndre Hopkins. That's really the big news. So obviously you're expecting an improved offense that was already excellent, but also a really high-impact defensive player to add to that whole thing, and a high-impact lineman who, like, people were surprised was even available. And then you even look more at the team, Molly, at the mix of, I mentioned some of the young talent, veterans, and Larry Fitzgerald and all these guys. They have a chance to be really good. And we know in the NFL, especially when a young quarterback has that year under his belt, fortunes can change very quickly. It's not like a baseball where they have to bring guys up through the farm system. It takes 3 or 4 years to. If you have a quarterback in place and you have things clicking in certain respects one season, just like that, you can go from 5-10-1 to 10-5-1 or 10-6, whatever, in one season. And I expect something like that for Arizona. Very tough division. I would say the toughest in the NFL. So I don't know that they actually make the playoffs, but they will contend.
Please, they ain't contending. I'm sorry. I see Arizona as 3rd place or last place. That's the best you can do. Seattle, San Francisco, and the Los Angeles Rams are in their division, and they're going to contend for what? For what exactly? I mean, please. There's nothing to think about here. I like Kyler Murray a lot. He's got tremendous promise. Completed 64% of his passes last year. 20 touchdowns, just 12 interceptions, 3,700 yards passing. I give the brother props. You acquired DeAndre Hopkins. We know what a stud he is. And Larry Fitzgerald is that age-old veteran who'll be in the Hall of Fame someday because of how well that he has played. I got all of that, but there's still some question marks at the running back position. I know you got Kenyon Drake. I'm not sure about him and how he's going to do this year. I'm certainly not sure about their defense, and primarily I'm not sure because of the level of competition that they're going up against. It's not that they're scrubs. It's not that they can't play. I'm not trying to disrespect them by any stretch of the imagination, although I have my questions about Mr. Cliff Kingsbury, all right? The only reason why he's made any news is that fly crib that he had on draft night. Outside of that, that's it. And even when you saw the fly crib, it always all it did was no doubt the crib was off the chain, no doubt about it. I'd like to see it. I'd like to know where it's located. I might want something like that. I understand that it was a fly crib. We get all of that. But this is a guy that never deserved the job to begin with because his resume on a collegiate level says that he deserved like a 40-35 record, never competed for a national championship or anything like that. In 6 years, you barely knew who he was. You still are flummoxed as to why he got the damn head coaching job in Arizona. So he's a question mark. That defense is a question mark. And a level of competition within their own division, those 6 games that they have on their schedule are a huge question mark. They ain't contended. The Arizona Cardinals can play. They got some nice players on that squad, some big-time players like DeAndre Hopkins. I believe in Kyler Murray. Please don't get me wrong. But this early in his career with that team in that division, hell no. They are not contended. Contending for last place. That's about it.
All I'll say is this. That's the toughest division in football. I hear what you're saying. It's not going to be easy. I'm not predicting they will make the playoffs, but a lot of your kind of perception of them is based on your perception of the quarterback because he's very young, but he showed enormous upside. Kingsbury had the offense humming, but Kyler Murray showed enormous upside. And Stephen A., I would not be a bit surprised if by if they had a season and they could actually complete it and everything, by the conclusion of the season, we were sitting here listing the quarterbacks in the NFC West saying Russell Wilson, Kyler Murray, Russell Wilson 1, Kyler Murray nipping at his heels above the other two, like above Garoppolo, above Goff. That wouldn't surprise me.
Well,
especially not throwing to DeAndre.
Stop the presses. Stop the presses. Stop the presses, Max. I mean, I'm ready to fall off my chair. You really stepped out on a limb there, Max Kellerman. Kyler Murray might be better than Jared Goff and Jimmy Garoppolo. I mean, just stop the presses. I'm about to catch a heart attack. I mean, what? Really? Really? They all right.
Jared Goff was in the MVP
Jared Goff
conversation.
was really good a few years ago. What happened to him last year?
A couple of years ago. Jimmy Garoppolo had a 10-point lead in the fourth quarter of the Super Bowl.